with it a moment to reflect and to look ahead. Every year our business evolves, our products evolve, and the way we grow together evolves too. But one thing has never changed: our commitment to the people who move this company forward. As our global community continues to expand, we've taken a fresh look at how success is recognized and how effort, consistency, and leadership are supported. As we approach our quarter-century milestone, it's time for a new beginning. Soon, we'll be ready to unveil something new, shaped by your feedback, designed to grow with you.
Happy New Year to you all here in 2026. And I'm here with my business partner, Dan. Can you believe it? It's our 25th anniversary. I was just thinking about it the other day, that around this time, 25 years ago, you and I were the first distributors that enrolled here in NHT Global. And the vision that we had back then, and sometimes I just pinch myself, that vision has materialized all over the world. You know, at the beginning of 2001, we had a vision as an e-commerce company to build it all over the world. You and I invested in our future by opening markets all over the world, traveling away from our family, because we had a dream. We had a dream to connect with every market in the world. And I was just in Colombia in July of last year, where we opened our 51st market. So tell me, how does that feel?
Well, Joey, it's like realizing a dream, just what you're talking about, you know, and what we saw 25 years ago. And again, maybe just to frame this before we get going, from my side, I do want to welcome everyone onto this call. We've, and again, Happy New Year from my side. I'm reaching you from South Florida. I'm on the shores of South Florida, just north of Miami, our home that we've got down here, my wife and I. But today's call is for our English-speaking markets around the world. We're reaching so many communities that maybe English isn't their first language. But it's for all of our English-speaking markets that we've got around the world. And today's call is really for new people, and when I'm saying guests that are sitting onto this call, and we want to keep it as brief as we can, as short as we can, but to crystallize so much about where we're going. We've accomplished so much in the last 25 years, but most importantly, where we're going over the next 25 years. But the call is also for our leadership that we have around the world. We've got a number of our top leaders that have been with us since day one that are on this call, and we welcome all of you. But today's call is really for both brand new people that are listening to this for the first time about the opportunity, about these just incredible products that are literally changing people's lives around the world. And it's happened for me as well. But most importantly, this opportunity that we have that's around the world and what it's done for so many over the last 25 years, but what is it going to do over the next 25 years? Joe, you had talked about vision. You know, Helen Keller, who arguably in the last, I guess our last century, generational visionaries, incredibly, this particular woman was born without sight. She couldn't hear. She couldn't see, she couldn't speak, but she became one of the greatest communicators in the history of really, I guess, America and maybe globally, just in our past generation. She was asked, is there anything in life than life without sight? And she replied, sight without vision. And true vision is having depth of vision. When you and I were presented with this opportunity, along with our corporate partners back in 2001, 25 years ago, we were given an acorn. We were given a seed, but we saw much more than a tree. You and I saw a forest, and that was the depth of vision. And that was being able to see virtually around the world not just in North America where we started, not just in our own homes and our kitchen tables where we started, not with just that handful of distributors that were in front of us that first day and that first 30 days. We saw so much more than that. We saw virtually every market around the world, products in every one of those markets around the world, financial freedom for people around the world in every one of those markets. We've been able to accomplish that. We started as a startup, a little mom and pop, privately held company, a startup that eventually went public, that eventually goes on NASDAQ and breaks records on NASDAQ. We've created financial freedom around the world, changing people's lives with these products. And still today, within our industry, 99% of the people in our lane have never heard of us. So in terms of where we're going, there's no end in sight, but we've got so much more. And that's what we want to talk about with all of you here today, where we're going in 2026 and beyond. Joey, over to you.
Yeah, so, Dan, I was thinking, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were looking for a new network marketing company. And this is something that we're going to talk more about later on in this vision presentation. But this is probably the most important advantage that NHT has over all 99% of the companies globally, especially in today's world. So today, you have thousands and thousands of presentations going on all over the world, live and on Zoom. And the speaker will go up, like Dan and I, and talk about how great the company is, how great the products are, that they're debt-free, that they pay out the most in the compensation plan.
Right.
But because they're privately held, you cannot tell if they're telling the truth. And most of them are really believing they're telling the truth, but they have not seen the company's finances. They have not seen if the company is, how much the owner is taking. They have not seen how their products are being developed. If it's a generic product, if they have exclusivity globally with that product. So today, I want to just, as we start here today, transparency is the new key word of 2026. Dan and I have become smart investors. We've been able to turn our massive commissions here in NHT Global into great investments all over the world. But we don't go into an investment without seeing all the points on an investment, the P&Es, how long that stock has been going on, the performance over the last 10, 15 years. We go in because we educate ourselves, because it's fully transparent. We don't make a decision. So every day, people are joining a network marketing company all over the world or any kind of opportunity without transparency. It is ludicrous to make decisions financially and your time. And this is the other thing about time. It's Dan and I have gone older. Okay, let's say you're 40 years old today. The average human being, depending on where you live in the world, and if you're on NHT Global products, you're going to live a lot longer, until 78.
Yeah.
So you have 38 more summers to go.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Dan and I have really taught over the years and our leaders is, as you grow your awareness, you're going to earn more money. As you work on yourself, we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But one thing you cannot do is play around with time. Why would you make a decision based on faith, based on hype, without crossing your T's, dotting your I's? And that is the great advantage that we have here as NHT Global. Everything that we're sharing today, from top to bottom, is 100% transparent. You can double check us, triple check us. Everything is here today. So I was on with a prospect yesterday, and this is where AI has come into play in our world. As I was sharing the prospect the details of NHT and our products, you know what he was doing at the same time? He was asking his Gemini, his AI, if I was telling the truth. He was double checking the facts that I was sharing with him in our story. So this is a great segue. Another great tool or advantage, Dan, that we have here at NHT Global is our corporate team. And if you look at our corporate managers, to our CEO, to our CFO, to our president, they've been here since 2004, after the initial management team. So that tells you a lot about NHT's corporate team and the commitment. And the head of our corporate team is our president and CEO, Chris Sharng. And I've got a great video here for all on his vision of NHT Global here in 2026.
Happy New Year to my dear NHT Global family. I am Chris Sharng, and it's truly wonderful to welcome you to 2026. As we start a brand new year filled with hope and opportunity, I want to personally thank every member of our global community on behalf of our leadership team and colleagues around the world. Thank you for your trust, your dedication, and your belief in what we're building together. This year is truly special. It marks the 25th anniversary of our company, a milestone worthy of pride and even more so of reflection. From our beginning in the United States to becoming a global brand across nearly every major region, one thing has never changed: our commitment to health at the core, creating a better future. This belief has guided our decisions, our products, and our growth for 25 years, and it will continue to lead us into the next 25. That's why we chose growth and transformation as our theme this year. It reflects where we are headed as a company. This is a year to grow, a year to evolve, a year to push beyond what we thought was even possible. And we will do it together. Today, NHT Global operates in nearly 50 countries with products that span health supplements, lifestyle essentials, herbal formulations, and beauty and skincare. Through outstanding quality, scientific principles, and an innovative spirit, we earn the trust of global followers, and we're just getting started. Last year, we launched our new beauty brand, Suvia, a symbol of our continued commitment to wellness. And we believe Suvia will bring both physical and emotional transformation to our members. Now, 2026 is not just a milestone year. It is also a celebration year. Throughout the year, we will be rolling out special 25th anniversary incentives designed to reward your growth, recognize your effort, and energize your teams. These incentives will be some of the most amazing opportunities that we have ever offered, and I encourage every one of you to take full advantage of them. We are also preparing to launch an entirely new online platform this year. This platform has been built to create a better member experience, smoother onboarding, improved training tools, stronger reporting, and better ways to stay connected. This will be a major leap forward in how we support you and how we can grow together. And of course, our biggest celebration of the year, the 25th anniversary event this August in Hong Kong. This will be the most significant event in our company's recent history. A gathering of leaders, members, and teams from around the world. There will be new product unveilings, major announcements, special recognitions, and moments that will define the next chapter of NHT Global. You simply must be there. This is the event you don't want to miss. This is the celebration of your journey as much as ours. For 25 years, we built an exceptional brand. But more importantly, we built a platform where members can realize dreams and express their value. It is because of every member's effort, passion, and perseverance that we continue to grow stronger, reach new milestones, and transform lives all over the world. And as we look toward the future, we will continue moving forward with innovation as our engine, health as our core, and a more international vision. Together, we'll shape the next outstanding 25 years of NHT Global. So, as we step into 2026, I invite you to embrace confidence, hope, and courage. Let's challenge ourselves, lift each other up, and dream bigger than we ever have done before. This is our moment to create a bright future that belongs to NHT Global and to each of you. Now, from all of us, I wish you Happy New Year, good health, family happiness, and soaring success. Thank you, and let's make this an unforgettable year.
You know, Dan, I had the opportunity to thank you, Chris Sharng. Thank you. And what Chris had shared in the video is our new back office, which would be the first phase technology that we are been working on for the last. I know guys like Dalibor Strop who's been really helping us push forward with this technology. And when NHT made a commitment three years ago to invest millions into this technology, and we're almost getting ready to launch it. I was playing around with it the other day. It will allow NHT now, Dan, to position, no matter what technology, especially the AI, to position ourselves to be in that top 1% when it comes to technology and mobile technology. So I'm really excited. It'll allow all of you, especially those of you that do a lot of retailing online. There's so many more reporting available to us in building our business. But the biggest difference you're going to see is the ease. Even Dan Catto can place an order without getting a tutorial.
Proof.
Make it Dano proof.
Yeah.
So even though you're maybe in your 50s and 60s and not really tech savvy like Dan is, this is for you, and that is where it's at in today's world. If you make it easier, simpler for customers, for new distributors, not to jump through hoops to place their order, it's a win-win.
Joey, something that was said to me years ago, which is really so much at the core of our success as a business, as an opportunity. I remember reading Charles Darwin said that the true genius in life was the ability to adapt and adjust to change. You go back 30, 40 years ago, I got involved in the industry. It's about 39 now. There wasn't as much change going on in the world as there is today. That's a given. We have got the flexibility, being a mother ship, being like the Queen Mary, but we can still navigate and be flexible enough like a speedboat so we can move back and forth. And, having that flexibility allows us, and when you take a look at the space and the lane that we're in, you certainly want to make sure you're in the right lane, you're in the right space, you're in the right neighborhood. Our neighborhood, our profession of network marketing is predicted to be $250 billion. That's $250 billion with a large font T within the next 4 to 5 years by 2030. We pay out as an industry nearly 50%. It's between 40 and 50% depending on the company in terms of commissions on the wholesaling every product that is purchased within our industry. That means over 100 billion in commissions that are going to be paid out. This again is our industry. This again is the lane that we're in, the neighborhood that we're in. So we're certainly in the right space. Joey, you had talked about our company and the transparency and the credibility being around 25 years. 99.999% of all companies never get to where we are today, 25th year anniversary. But the companies that have gotten to our level, to where we are in the history of our industry, have gone another 25 years. So, you know, for everyone that's looking at this opportunity today for the first time, this is not a hotel. This is not B&B. This is a home. This is something where you can plant your flag, raise your kids, build a legacy, build a business, just like Garcia has done, and being able to pass that business down to your kids, down to your grandkids, and have generational income for the rest of their lives. This is that kind of an opportunity. So from an industry standpoint, you are certainly in the right vehicle. You're certainly in the right opportunity. You're certainly in the right space and lane. When you look at successful businesses out there today, and you look at the components of them, Joe, you look at value. We have certainly been able to provide that value out there to the marketplace. So the value is there, but do we provide growth? Well, we've done over $3 billion in business over the last 25 years. We'll eclipse that, far surpass that over the next 25 years. Then you take a look at leverage. Do we have leverage in this opportunity? Just about every single person that looks at this opportunity, you do not have to worry about anything in terms of manufacturing, distribution, employees, staffing, importing, exporting, international, anything. All you need to focus on is the person in front of you that's sharing the product, sharing the opportunity, and promoting the next event. That is true leverage. And the last thing is being able to scale. Well, our scale is global. And we are such an opportunity where we can scale the opportunity, scale our business, not locally, but globally. So you and I could talk about this all day, as we know. And for so many of the leaders, the great leadership that we have on this call today. And I want to just thank so many of you that I know that are on this call. I'm not going to start shouting out names here because Joe and you and I'll be on here for the next 10 minutes shouting out the great leadership that we got on this call. But you and I would not be here if it wasn't for the tremendous leadership that is in Europe, that is in India, that is in here in North America. We wouldn't be here today. So we couldn't thank you enough, because really at the core of our business are people. And if you look at what we have, and I've said money is like technology, poor master, but a wonderful servant. So the technology that we have here serves us, but what keeps us here forever are the people. And that is at the core of our success. I know you've got a few other things to talk about here, Joe. I've got more stuff to talk about, like in terms of some of the new products that we have that are coming. We can probably highlight on that. Some of the incentives and promotions that are coming. There's so much more, but over to you.
I think what we should cover next is ourselves.
Got it.
For things to change, we need to change. I know most of you have heard this. And I'm a great example of this. And I'm going to share a story in 1998. Dan and I were involved in a company that actually pivoted. That's how NHT started in 2001. And in 1998, we were on a conference call, and the company was going through some issues. And it was all the top leaders in that company, including Dan and I. And it became an excuse fest. Everyone was making excuses throughout the whole call. It was such a negative impacted call. And I got off that call thinking to myself, oh my God, these people don't see it. They're just creating these excuses because the company's doing this, that, this is why their check is dropped, this and that. And they didn't understand. And all of them today are out of the industry except for Dan and I. So that's a clue. So the defining moment in my business life, in my life, is I took 100% 100% me that it was my responsibility for my success. I wasn't reaching out for the company to do something, or new product, or new compensation plan, or new incentive. I had no excuses, because I realized if I focused on just excuses, I could never achieve my potential, Dan.
Yeah.
That was actually a defining moment. I can look back today. I remember the call very clearly, and it was a massive difference maker. I took full responsibility for my family, full responsibility to what I was going to manifest in my life. And, you know, one of the things that I had going for me is I was in love with my dream. I had a massive burning desire. I believe you cannot succeed in life without fueling that light within inside of us. And my light was burning, and I tasted it, I felt it, I heard it. And I just let go of all the distractions. I let go of all the excuses of why not. And I pivoted my mind every day on a discipline to focus on my dream and my actions. A dream without actions is stupidity. It's like getting involved in a network marketing company or a business model without seeing the numbers, audited numbers. It's crazy. You know, Danny and I were involved. We brought a company that was for sale, $1 billion company in this space. And we brought it to NHT a few years ago. We were looking at merging into us. And when we looked at their numbers and their financials, it was over. They had so much debt. And that company for years was praising and selling that they were debt free. Right? So that's what transparency does. Transparency for yourself is a dream without actions is stupidity. So what I did is I started pivoting. I had my dream, and I also went backwards. What do I need to accomplish that dream? And it was on my daily method of operation. And Dan, this is where you're really good at, is your activity goals are critical to achieving your goals and your dreams. So let's talk about that and how you've been able to do that over your career.
Yeah, well, you really touched on something, Joey, that is really critical to anyone's success is the mirror. You know, you can have, which we have here, all of you that are on the call, you've got tremendous, as we term it in our industry, upline support system that's around you. You've got an incredible company that has been here for 25 years. You've got an opportunity that is creating 7-figure residual incomes. You've got products that are changing people's lives radically. You've got an opportunity from an incentive standpoint to have luxury cars, luxury home, put your kids through the best universities here in the United States. You can go on the most exotic trips around the world. We've got Hong Kong coming up. We got Istanbul. That's going to be back to Istanbul, to Dubai, to just about every exotic location around the world. In freedom to go into business for yourself, not by yourself, but in business for yourself, all of that. But the key is you. And, you know, when I got started in this industry over 38 years ago, I was broke. I was worse. I was the brokest person that I knew when I was turned on to this industry. I unfortunately went through my own personal 9/11, as they call it here in North America. I lost everything. I'd had a pretty good run in the corporate world. I'd had my own business, but I lost everything in a matter of 12 to 18 months. I lost my business. I went back into the security corporate. That company was bought out. I was now unemployed. I had to move back in with my parents. I had been in the hospital for 2 months, dying of a disease, which our products have given my health back. I lost my wife through a divorce. I mean, on every level, on every metric, my life had bottomed out. But one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that I realized why I was where I was, is I was spending too much time with the wrong people. And it wasn't just that, the associations. It was what I was reading. It was what I was listening to. It was what I was putting into myself on a daily basis, what I was consuming, what I was digesting, what was coming into me on a daily basis. Was it serving me? Was it constructive? Was it making me a better individual? Absolutely not. And that didn't happen overnight. That happened over time. So as you talked about, Joe, in terms of activities, were my activities positive? Because those positive disciplines repeated over time is your outcome. The negative activities that you've got will give you that outcome, which would be a negative outcome. Simple disciplines repeated over time, success. Simple error in judgment repeated over time, failure. That's where I was. So I radically changed my space and my world and who I was associating with, who I was listening to, who I was watching, what I was surrounding myself with every single day. And every single day, those little disciplines, those little activities of what I would do from a personal standpoint, help me spiritually, help me with my family, my relationships. It helped me medically because person from a health standpoint, because I was dying with colitis and Crohn's. My grandmother passed away, colitis and Crohn's, and combination of a stroke. So, genetically, this was part of where I was health-wise. But, life is about decisions, not conditions. Life is not about conditions. It's about decisions. So I decided to change where I was, and I radically did. It didn't happen overnight, but it happened over time. And in terms of building this business, I found out the focus in this business was not complicated. The focus on this business was really not a hard thing to do. It was a very simple, easy thing to do. And that was to focus on some fundamentals when I got started. And I shared the product, I shared the business, I promoted the next event as I learned and understood the business. I earned while I learned. And I knew over time that I would understand this industry, even though I didn't initially out of the blocks, because of the mentorship, the coaching, and the direction that I got initially when I got started off in the business. So those disciplines created back 38, 39 years ago, because of the direction, the guidance that I had, gave me the lifestyle that I've got here today. And we've always said that, philosophy will determine your attitude, which determines your actions, which will determine your results, which will determine your lifestyle.
And the one thing that I mastered, and I learned that from you, for those of you who are new to this presentation, new to listening to Dan and I have been working together now for almost 33 years. And full transparency, I got started at 10 years old. So one of the things that really made a massive difference maker, and I sent out a video on this, is I mastered the art of showing up. And I attended everything, especially when I got started. That was the one thing. I had the vision in my mind, the philosophy in my mind. If I missed that event, if I missed that meeting, if I missed that conference call at that time, if I missed going to meet a prospect, that I was showing my universe, my God, that I did not want it bad enough. And that one little action would prevent me. Maybe it would have catapulted me to massive success. It was just my mindset. So at the time, I had a lot of excuses. I had two kids under the age of 4 when I got started. Okay, I actually had a business that had started 9 months ago, 9 nights previous, that was a massive mistake on my part. And I committed to going to Toronto twice a week to attend the meeting. I was like right in front of the row with a guest. I always brought someone with me. That one just showing up was a massive difference. And it's so important, ladies and gentlemen, that if you master the art of showing up, it's a discipline, showing up for your family, showing up for your business, showing up for your people. I know sometimes we have circumstances that stop us from achieving that, but always show up. Always show up. Because when you do that, you will work the evoke the all the universal power that we have available to us in order to achieve our dreams. So it's a great segue, Dan. We have an event, 25th anniversary. We had a promotion all year last year. And it's real important to understand that when I got started, I attended all events because I needed to be there. I wanted to be a professional, and all professionals attend events. That's what the difference maker. So we have an event, August 15th and 16th, celebrating our 25th anniversary, Dan, in Hong Kong. A lot of you that didn't qualify or starting new, we have a new program. I'm not going to speak too much about it, which is Elevate, which will allow you in your first 5-6 months, gather the points by doing the daily activities in order for you to cash out and use that money to go to Hong Kong in August 15th and 16th. How much of that is the events?
Sorry, I missed that last little bit. You said
how important is it to go to a company event?
Yeah, absolutely critical, Joe. And it's fantastic that we have brought that back in just at the end for people to qualify still for that through the Elevate program. The event is the single biggest, largest tool that you've got to drive your business, take your business to the next level. You know what it did for you. I know what it did for me. Every multi-million-dollar earner that we have on our team and around the industry will say the single biggest, most important tool that you have that can take your business to the next level, take you to the next level, whatever it is that changes your DNA, is the major event. We have one a year. This is our Super Bowl. This is our World Cup. It's non-negotiable. If you're serious about the business, you're going to be in Hong Kong. If you're serious about your future, you're going to be in Hong Kong. If you're serious about the future of your children and your legacy, you'll be in Hong Kong. If you're not in Hong Kong, you'll have an excuse. So, Joe, I can't stress it enough. It's qualifying for that. And beyond that, we'll have Istanbul. That'll be in 27. We do not stop this train. It will continue going 25 years beyond where we are today. But that next major event, again, we can still get people there. And that is in August in Hong Kong. You and I will be there. So many of the people that are on this call will be there. It'll be life-changing.
Speaking of Istanbul, really nice video for you all.
And Joey, and I think too, just before that, for everyone, this is part of who we are in terms of, I don't know how the audio came out for everyone. It was a little choppy for me, Joe, but we just received that video in the last 36 hours. So for everyone, the next time you see that video, it'll come through a lot clearer. If it came through you nice and clear on your end and visually, fantastic. But if it didn't, the next 36 hours, you'll see the nice clean version of that. It's going to be a powerful event.
So that will be all part of the Elevate program. If you don't have the details of the Elevate program, available in North America, Canada, the United States, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, all over Europe, Russia, Kazakhstan, Japan, India.
All of you.
Most of all our markets. So in the Elevate program, you could actually qualify by doing the activities that you need to do. It's incredible. And the Elevate program, Dan, just one more thing about that is what we've tried to do with the Elevate program is allow people to qualify for the trips, for the cash, for all the other prizes, and give you flexibility, but also build the culture on your daily activities. So rewarding you on your daily activities. So it's just not on PGV to qualify for trips. You can now qualify by earning the points in the Elevate program. And again, if you don't have those details, make sure you get that here in the next couple of days. So next thing, Dan, I'd like to talk about is, so we talked about us. Any more tips on how we can improve ourselves in 2026 and our habits?
Well, we could spend another 3 days, 3 weeks, and months on that. But Joe, I think everyone does get it from that standpoint, and the message from that in terms of personal growth, the mirror, and it's life is a series of decisions, and it's those decisions that you make. Thoughts determine what you want. Action determines what you get. So it's those actions that you take every single day, and this is part of the Elevate program, that will take you to places that you could have never dreamed of until you got involved in this opportunity. So, Joe, I know we've got some packages, product packages. We've got the platinum packages. We got some incredible incentives and opportunities right now for all new people that are on this call, as well as our leadership and our teams.
Yeah, let's leave that to the end, Dan.
I thought we were at the end.
Okay. So let's talk about now, where do we see the company here in 2026 and beyond?
Okay, well, we've really talked about it. We talked about the industry and how powerful our vehicle is and the lane that we're in. We'll become a $250 billion industry within the next few years. We're going to be paying out over $100 billion in commissions in terms of as an industry. Well, what we've accomplished as a company in the last 25 years, we rank in some of the top companies around the world, being able to eclipse over $3 billion in sales. The same things in terms of commissions. We've got multiple 7-figure residual income earners around the world. There's a number of people that are on this call here today, Joe, that have been with us over 20 years, 20 plus years, that are getting paid on business and customers that they brought into the business over 20 years ago. They're still getting paid on that today. So we're here in 25 years. The industry is certainly going nowhere but up over the next 25 years. We'll be introducing new products, new incentives, new promotions, new markets. The key is you. So, gang, I can't, Joe, I'm just going to be repeating ourselves and myself if we go over where we can be in the next 25 years. We know that as a company within this industry, but the key is yourself and the decisions that you make for you and your family and who you're yourself with.
Dan, just going back to those daily disciplines, I'm just going to share with you, and it's a good time to take a little bit of notes, guys, is repetition is the mother of skill. And as we've talked about, your daily disciplines equals your long-term results. So what you want to do this year is tweak your daily disciplines. You look back at what you did in 2025. And if you didn't get the results, it all comes down to what your daily disciplines. You may need to add a few things. So for example, when I get up in the morning, I don't reach up for my phone and look at my hundreds of messages and emails, et cetera, et cetera. This is the opportunity for me to meditate on my dream. So I get into a quiet space and I'm visualizing my dream and I'm telling myself, because words matter, I'm going to have the most fantastic day ever. I will share my affirmation. I will win. Why? I'll tell you why. Because faith, courage, and enthusiasm. Today I'll meet the right people, the right time, and the right place for the benefit of all. I seek opportunity in every challenge. I'm terrific at remembering names. When I fail, I look what I did right, not what I did wrong. I clearly have defined goals and never take advice from anyone more messed up than I am. I'm a winner, contributor. I believe in me. So I'm telling myself how incredible. So I'm predicting my future all the time. Then I have I go and work out because it's so important. We're in a health business, ladies and gentlemen, and we got to look good. We've got to show the energy because we have these products, show the energy that we are in the health business. And so, especially with a lot of traveling that I've done, I got to continue to measure myself up to my energy. Okay. So that's another habit I've done, an hour of workout every single day. And I don't watch TV watching that workout. I'm putting on a personal development program and I'm studying it over and over and over again. Then when I get into my office, I have my activity goals. So I break it down. This is how many people I'm going to talk to the product today and the business. This is my goal. Okay. So when I set these activity goals and when I reach them after 30 days, I reward myself. Now, we're a lot like dogs, Dan, because and pets, when we train pets, we give them a reward for them doing something good. So they're going to consistently do that. We are the same as human beings. So I'm constantly looking at my activity goals and how I can improve myself with that. And then we fall asleep is another important skill set. Okay. So what I do before I fall asleep, again, I'm visualizing a dream. That's the last thought I do. I have my affirmations and prayers that I do before I fall asleep. I'm going to get myself in a mode where I'm going to program my subconscious mind for the night. That has been a difference maker for me. What also I've done is I've recorded my affirmations, my personal affirmation on my phone. And so I'm listening to my voice on my affirmations. And all affirmations are prayers. And I'm listening to that before I fall asleep. So now I'm programming my mind for consistent success. The other thing I ensure that I don't do with my habits is toxicity. I do not play in the game of toxicity. With the news, I don't spend any time on the news. I don't have any conversations around the news. If someone brings it up, I change the subject. Because when you get in that mode of toxicity, that will affect you long term. Guaranteed it'll take you off track. Real important. So these are some of the daily disciplines that I know give me an itch every single day. Repeat it over time, which allows me to get consistent results. And it goes back to Jim Rohn talking about if you eat a hamburger every day, it's not going to hurt you this week. It's not going to hurt you next week. But eventually, 6 months into, you're going to start having health challenges. So these are just some of the daily tips I would recommend. But again, around the business, it's the showing the product, showing the business, improving your skill sets every day by what you're feeding your mind, and teaching other people to do the same thing. That's all you have to do. Showing the product, showing the business. I missed one. Building for events. Always point people towards the next event. Improving your skill sets every single day in your mindset, because 90% of skill sets is in your mind. And the fifth thing is teaching people to do the same thing. So one last question, Dan, and this is something that has been a talking point for decades. But more importantly, since COVID, because what COVID had taught us is we were able to pivot and use technology here within NHT Global, and we flourished, and along with the industry. But we started to see after a few years that human beings still need that connection. And it's very difficult to feel the energy, because we're all energetic human beings. And still today, no matter what you read online or by any guru out there that talks about this, is to build a long-term business, Dan, is through media. You have to have some kind of daily, weekly, live presentation that you're doing online, but more importantly, offline. So you can help you speed up your business? How important is that with meetings and events over the years?
Yeah, it's critical, Joe. And for everyone that's on this call, this is not a training call. We're getting a little deeper here than we normally would when we really wanted to share with you the vision of 2026 and what you need to do. Just about all people know what to do. Will you do what you know? At the core of our business, and I shared this half an hour ago, is people. Technology will serve you, but it's a poor master. Money will serve you, but it's a poor master. At the foundation of our business, it's people and getting live in front of people. So when you're connecting with people, texting, you're calling them, you're FaceTiming them, you're emailing them. That is great in terms of tools to get to those people. But the foundation of our people long term, and if Joe would look and we look at our leadership that we have around the world, every single one of them, we've broken bread with them. We got to meet them, spend time with them, meet their families. And that is just the long-term evolution of our business, which we would get into another training. And again, I go back to this call is about 2026. And we wanted to highlight what the points are, where we're going to be. The industry is going nowhere but up. The company is fully transparent, as Joe has shared with you. The opportunity is creating residual income for so many people around the world. We've got incentives and promotions that we have right now that you already know about. In terms of personal development, that was the key to Joe and I long-term and our people working on yourself virtually as much as you can every single day, and then the daily activities to encapsulate that. So, gang, to get into a training, that will be another call. But again, I go back to that. You'll know what to do in this opportunity. We have shared that with you. It's just doing what you know, and it's those decisions. Joey, I think just from a timing standpoint, I want to respect so many people that have gone into this call here for the first time. We may have gone and we wanted to, is to wrap up here with some incredible incentives and some incredible promotions to wrap this up that are going to be available just for the next few days. So back to you, bud.
We're going to end up with products. It's a good segue into our products here. And the promotions that we have globally. So I know we have a lot of new people here. Most people will watch it on the recording. And I want to emphasize why NHT Global products and the vision behind the NHT Global products. From day one, there's been a few difference makers regarding NHT and their products and their formulations. I've had, most people don't know, I've got a nutritional degree way back when. So I'm very educated on nutrition. I've spent the last 33 years, as you know, in the industry selling nutritional products. So I'm going to give you kind of quick 5 minutes on the state of the industry globally. And this is really important for all of you to understand this. So since COVID, there's been a massive disruptive in the supply chain. A couple of things that's happened here is manufacturers of supplements are now asking companies for a minimum of 5,000 and 10,000 bottle orders. Majority of the companies in this industry have a difficult time getting to that amount of production because they don't have the sales of a particular product to commit to that. So it makes it very difficult for companies to have exclusivity. So what is happening globally now from the supply chain, it's easier for companies to do this, is they'll go and go to a generic manufacturer and pool their orders with so many other companies, or the manufacturer does this, and they'll sell a generic product that's being sold by 10, 15, 20 different companies. And that is a huge issue because most of those products are very low quality. It's only benefiting the manufacturer because there's only small margins that they have to deal with, right? And there's no exclusivity in most of those brands globally. Second thing is transparency. Here in Canada, just a few years ago, a professor at the University of Guelph, not too far from me, had tested 80% of the supplements. One of the things that you all have to understand, that supplements globally are not tested all the time. They're not like drugs. Once an ingredient is approved, governments don't go and test products all the time. They just allow those products to come in because they've been approved with that ingredient. So what is happening is this professor in University of Guelph tested all the top selling brands that you get in nutritional stores, some network marketing companies, and also Amazon. Over 80% of them that he tested did not have the ingredients that were on the bottle. Think about that. So majority of people are buying supplements, and this is where transparency comes in, are buying water basically. Water would be just better. Okay, so it's buyer beware. Number two is third-party testing. So in NHT Global, we test for over 500 toxins and contaminants in our product line. Very, very important. One of the reasons why we're based out of California, they have a law there that a lawyer can go and if you find a little bit of toxins in your products, they will sue you. So, but NHT has been doing this from day one, where we have third-party testing on our product line that does not have any chemicals or toxins in it. Get this, last year in the United States and Canada, early in 2025, they were testing the top three selling protein powders in the world, like Triatine. Top three selling products in North America. You know that all three of those proteins had toxins in them. Again, if a company is not testing them, they will have toxins. So what companies have done, some of them from a marketing platform, they say they do third-party testing, but they don't tell you how many contaminants they're testing for. And that'll tell you it's just a marketing ploy. Here in NHT, it's over 500 contaminants. So why NHT products is we have transparency that you're getting 100% clean products. You're not getting sick. You're not getting sick. I have a friend of mine in China who her kidneys at the age of 27, her kidneys started to fail because she had been taking vitamins since the age of 5 years old that had mercury and toxin and other chemicals in them. Slowly but surely, repeated over time, it killed her kidneys. So think about transparency when it comes to the products. The last thing is exclusivity. So I talked about what companies now are pooling their products. Here in NHT, all our products are 100% exclusive to NHT, made for NHT. So if you see in 2025, we've launched our incredible coffee product. If you're not on that coffee product, you're missing something. And our soup product for most of our markets. We launched our hair product. Again, new division that we moved into along with the coffee.
Your hair's gonna look better.
This year, we're launching a new eye cream, which I'll share with you. That is an incredible technology. We just launched a skincare line. Again, companies always looking to improve their product line on a consistent basis. We have a new green product that's going to be launching this year that has over 70 vitamins and minerals in it. It'll make the #1 green product in the world. So please understand, if you've been buying products from XYZ company or you've been going to a local nutritional store, two things I can almost guarantee with, and most of the brands, is the #1, you're not buying what you thought you're buying. And #2, more than likely they will have contaminants in it if they're not testing it. You can't get away from it. So in NHT, we have from day one, for a company to continue to grow, go into more countries, you got to consistently be on the cutting edge of products that are exclusive to you, not me too products, but new divisions like we've been doing here for the last 2 decades. So Dan, that's so important. And I wanted to educate people here today on that because, again, most of the brands that you're taking or have taken, you're just spending money. It's not doing anything for you nutritionally.
Go back to what I was sharing earlier, Joe, that, thoughts determine what you want. Action determines what you get. Most people really know what to do. Will they do what they know? So that's in front of you. We love you all. We'll see you all in Hong Kong and beyond, Istanbul, and so many other markets in between. But great call today, Joe. We had a lot of people on from a lot of markets around the world, our English-speaking markets, and we've got so many other markets that we're going to be hitting over the next few days here, from Russia to the Orient, to the Far East, with Japan, the same thing with our Spanish-speaking markets. So again, great job, buddy, and we'll see you.
Buddy, and my wish for all of you, and our passion, is to help all of you get to your goals and your dreams here in 2026. And a big hug to all of you. Happy New Year. We're really excited, committed 100% to helping you achieve your dreams. So thanks for showing up here today. If you master the art of showing up, you will succeed. Have an incredible day. Bye-bye. Thanks, Dan.
Hey, everybody. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.